chemical weapons that are killing people are being they're supplied by the United States. Where has Barack Obama's voice been in condemning the atrocities against Egyptian protesters? I hear silence. Where has Julia Gillard and Kevin Rudd been in condemning what's been happening? Nothing.
Shine, Julia!
We need to condemn the military rule in Egypt, but we also need to use the fact that we're living in Australia to bring some pressure to bear on the Egyptian regime. Because the Egyptian regime is able to get away more easily with what it's doing because of the silence from the big, rich countries around the world. There hasn't even been much of an outcry from the British or European governments. Not much of an outcry. So I think those of us who live in the rich countries need to also put pressure on our governments to come out strongly to condemn and call for an end to military rule in Egypt. And call for an end, and I think the Australian government needs to call for an end to the US arming of the Egyptian military, an end to military support for Egypt. So I think the organisation that Rahama's involved in has already prepared a letter of demand on the Australian government, and I think we should circulate that as a petition, as an open letter for as many organisations and individuals around Australia to sign. And then I think our next protest, if we organise it with a little bit more time in advance and involve a few more groups, can actually build a little bit stronger as well and get a lot more people out in the streets, more unionists, more people from different Middle Eastern communities. And also I think we've got to remember that the Egyptian military is also following in the line of the US turning a blind eye, actually not just a blind eye, supporting the Bahraini government in its slaughter of protesters in Bahrain. And the Yemeni government supporting the slaughter of civilians in Yemen. And also the Egyptian government would have taken comfort from the Syrian dictatorship Assad's killing of protesters in Syria. And all of these dictatorships are sticking together, and we need to call for an end to them all and put pressure on the Australian government to stop supporting dictatorships